What is up, my peeps? Welcome to another edition of the Xcast here on Planet X. We are your hosts, MrESPNozaX,
GamingWithClass,
and Ghostman,
and MrGameguy,
and Snow.
And today's topic is, of course, everyone knows this part, E3 2021. Man, we have came literally a long way because of the pandemic canceling 2020's version of E3, pretty much canceling everything. And who would have thought, literally a year later, we would have E3 back. So everyone just expected a lot of things from 2021's E3 and stuff. I didn't really expect much because it's like, probably they're just going to show whatever they had development even before the whole pandemic and everything. But we're not going to go through every single, stuff that was shown in E3. It was mostly more of like the main things like Ubisoft, Microsoft, Bethesda, Square Enix, Capcom, and Nintendo and everything like that. We're not going to go through every single thing. So let's just go ahead and start off with Ubisoft. First thing that was announced, I think I'm not going to go through every single thing. The things that were pre-announced that I was pretty much looking forward to was the Far Cry 6 season pass, along with them bringing back Blood Dragon and everything like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to Far Cry 6, and especially that they're bringing back Blood Dragon, because Blood Dragon was so good and everything. The other thing that was also announced that I was pretty disappointed in was, of course, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. It's somewhat like a new game into the Rainbow Six, but they just pretty much brought in like zombies or whatever, like a whole virus, coming in and everything like that. And I'm just like, I don't remember Rainbow Six being like, I remember Rainbow Six being like, there's a terrorist group, trying to plot to destroy some type of city or something like that. Or and you pretty much, use, some sneak in your way through them and everything like that to stop them and stuff like that. That's how I remember Rainbow Six being being tactical, playing it smart and everything like that. But this one is just really weird. But it's whatever's. And another thing that was announced that, even though I never played the first game, Mario plus Rabbids, Spark of Hope and everything, I never played the first game, but from what I looked, it was pretty cute and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much. And of course, I totally forgot about this. The big surprise, the big thing that they showed in the end was a new Avatar game. Who's still talking about Avatar? And why was this their last thing that they would announce? I would have thought maybe I don't know, a new Prince of Persia, even though they did announce that, the Sands of Time remake was going to be halted till 2022. But I would have at least, expected a new, probably Assassin's Creed or freaking bring back Prince of Persia. But no, the last thing was Avatar. Not Avatar The Last Airbender, but James Cameron's Avatar with the blue people and everything. From that, big movie that was released back in 2010 with James Cameron, the same guy who made Titanic and the Terminator movies and stuff. And I was just like, who's still talking about Avatar? Well, I don't that was just it's okay. So it's they're bringing back Avatar somewhat. So yeah. But anyway, that's my thoughts about Ubisoft. It was okay, honestly. The only thing I'm looking forward to from Ubisoft is the Far Cry 6. That's pretty much the only thing. Everything else is just in my opinion. But yeah. But anyway, that's all I got to say about Ubisoft. Let's go ahead and move it on to GWC. What are your thoughts about the Ubisoft press conference?
So I kind of went to the Ubisoft show kind of just open because, the past Ubisoft shows haven't been that strong, especially not compared to 2014 and 17. They were really good back then. And I just kind of just seeing the track record of what they kind of have already announced. I wasn't expecting much. Rainbow Six Extraction, it's not really what I want out of a Rainbow Six game. I'm a really big fan of Rainbow Six Vegas. That series was great. Siege is really good. And I kind of like more of that hyper-realistic Rainbow Six game. I think that is more interesting for me. And kind of just Extraction just kind of seems like this really big trend I've been saying a lot, and it happened a lot at E3, is this trend of kind of a Left 4 Dead type game, like a 4-player co-op fighting zombies, monsters, and like there's a lot of games this E3 that had that kind of similar vein, and yeah, it didn't do too much for me. There was good stuff though. Like I would kind of grade Ubisoft for me as like a C. Like I do think Far Cry 6 looks really good. I think the villain DLC they're doing, that looks nice. You know, Blood Dragon, that was great. I'm excited to play that again. Mario Rabbids, I loved the original. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the sequel. It seems like they're changing the overall structure of it gameplay wise. So I'm curious to see how much of a change it is, kind of going more into now this real-time strategy. So that's going to be dope. And they had some cool stuff. You know, Riders Republic, I haven't been seeing too many people talk about, but that's the big racing game they showed where you can do BMX, you can snowboard, you can air glide, you can fly. It looks like a pretty fun little game. Like, there was small stuff there. It's not the worst show. Like, they had things. It's just not what probably everybody wanted. Like, unfortunately, you know, RIP to my man Rayman. Sam Fisher, I don't know where that dude's at. Beyond Good and Evil 2 at this point is beyond good of just not ever releasing. I don't know where that game's at. It was revealed 6 years ago, and we haven't seen a frame of gameplay. But get out to Ubisoft, you know, there is a big thing that they ended off with. You know, I will say that the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, I was dying. And I will say, ESP, you were right. Like, who is really checking for Avatar? But after some time has kind of sit down, I'm kind of on team Avatar Frontiers, looking pretty good. I'm on the team of I'm getting this game. It looks pretty good now. I've seen the trailer a bit more. I'm kind of team Avatar. I have switched sides, but yeah, that was generally the Ubisoft show. You know, not too much to show. Obviously, COVID, they don't have too much they can reveal. We'll probably see more next year, but it's an okay show. They've had better, but you know, it's fine. Oh yeah, and Just Dance. So all you Just Dance heads, you got your game. So I hope you're happy. But yeah, that's it. That's Ubisoft.
All right, Ghostman, go ahead.
Okay, so when it comes to the Ubisoft showcase, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty, how should I say, I didn't really like it. I did not like the presentation. I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought it was a snooze fest. I think some of the games that were shown were fine. I think personally, the snowboarding game looks really good. Like, personally, I think that looks really interesting coming out of Ubisoft's presentation. Rise of Spark, I actually want to try it. Like, the Mario and Rabbids game, I never finished the first one, so I need to buy that game again, funny enough, and I need to finish that game first before I play the second one. But I am kind of curious how the second one's going to play, because I'm probably going to play the second one. I just got to make sure I beat the first one, the first game first, and take my time with it. But honestly, I enjoyed the original. I just never finished it, so I got to finish that. But I'm interested to see how Rise of Spark's going to play, how the gameplay is more like, it's more freedom-based. I like that. I don't really mind the change. I think it's a welcome change for the games. I am really interested in what they're going to do with the mechanics and everything and what more information we're going to get. I just think it will be interesting to just see where it goes from there. Other than that, Just Dance is, to me... I'm sorry. Oh, wait, what? Am I awake? No, yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, Just Dance was just, I wasn't interested in it. I've not been really into Just Dance for years. I do know it is really fun when you play with your friends, like, just for giggles. But for me personally, I didn't really enjoy, I don't really care for Just Dance. It's just Dance. Like, who really cares? But, other than that, Rainbow Six Siege, the Outbreak thing looks interesting. I don't think that's really bad. I want to see what direction they're gonna go with it, because I think this is the first time Ubisoft's really doing their own standalone game for Siege. So I want to see where it goes from there. Other than that, I can't really think of much. Oh yeah, Turtles getting into Brawlhalla. I mean, fun. I don't really care, honestly. I like Turtles, but it's Brawlhalla, dude. Like, I don't really care. No Rayman stuff, sadly. I swear Rayman never gets a break. But I can't really think of anything else. Oh yeah, I forgot. The one game I was really shocked about. Freaking Avatar. I don't know how I feel about that game. Like, I'm gonna let you guys were right about that. I haven't seen Avatar since I was like 9 or 10, and I don't really care about like the new game personally. I think I might just skip out on it. Maybe I might give it a shot at some point. I don't. It's just like, who's talking about Avatar in 2021? I don't know how I feel about it. Like, this dude's already planning 5 movies, and yeah, we're getting a game this year. A new game. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, other than that, other than those games, not really much. I think the Ubisoft Direct was the Ubisoft presentation was probably just, it was lackluster in my opinion. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about it.
All right, go ahead, MrGameguy.
Ubisoft don't really have an opinion on their things. They just kind of existed, in my opinion. It's nice to see Turtles are in Brawlhalla. The legacy of us celebrating Turtles and fighting games continues. So when's Michael Myers coming in? No? That's just okay, never mind. Aside from that, there was nothing really huge I can really say happened. Of course, no Prince of Persia, so that series is once again stuck in limbo. Once again, Rayman got the shaft, so can't say I was super surprised there. There's that new Mario and Rabbids game, which funny story, the night before the presentation, I actually did see oh my god, aren't you so? I saw a leak that was hinting at there was going to be a sequel of it, and it even name dropped Sparks of Hope, and I thought, oh, it's not going to be that. 6 hours later, oh, never mind, it is. So that was interesting. Aside from that, it's nice to see that Ubisoft is continuing this, and that this is turning into a franchise. Considering the history with the other Mario RPGs, with the original one just kind of being a standalone, Mario Luigi is essentially stuck in limbo, and the other one is taking some creative liberties to go on its own route. I'll say. I'll just say that. Yeah, it's great to see that Mario RPGs are at least still living with Mario and Rabbids. I do kind of agree with the consensus that it doesn't really need the Rabbids. It could just be a standalone Mario sci-fi adventure and it could just be fine. But at the same time, I wouldn't say the Rabbids really hold it back or devalue it in any way. They don't really take anything from the experience. But it's still good to see this. I'm kind of curious to see how the gameplay is going to function, taking more of a more open movement kind of system rather than just being a rip of XCOM's. But other than that, overall Ubisoft is oh yeah, and then there's Avatar. A little late to be talking about Avatar. Just say, I think a lot of people kind of lost interest in it. I mean, people still remember it, but it's like, okay, Avatar. It was a movie. It was certainly a movie, and that's all I gotta really say. You guys basically nailed it down. So go right ahead, Snow.
Alrighty, so Ubisoft. Well, this will be an interesting discussion, considering I don't have much to say. For XCOM or whatever it was called, didn't really catch my eye. It is what it is. Like ESP mentioned, adding zombies to the mix kind of seems a little odd, considering it's a tactical shooter from what I can tell. But I guess they're following some kind of like trends on that one, so I'll just leave that one be. As for Rayman not getting anything, well, that's a Rayman thing. I don't want to say it, but it's what it is. And yeah, Mario Rabbids 2, that was certainly something I wasn't expecting to see. Especially that they're including other characters from the Mario games now, including a particular space princess. I'm hoping they include her, but we only have the Island version with her. Oh, yeah, one who doesn't want to do anything, but yeah. It does look interesting, but it's still not enough to make me want to try the game. First one didn't really interest me. It does have good music, but I'm not interested in that type of game, even if it is Mario related. As for everything else, I don't really have too strong of a thoughts for that one. And there's also Avatar, the closing game that was shown off. To sum up my thoughts on that one, I would just say it's a little late for that, don't you think? Like others have mentioned so far, considering the last Avatar movie was shown off how many years ago, and we're getting a game this late, it kind of feels like it's unnecessary. No, it was okay, E3-wise, but certainly not my most looked forward to E3 Directs. And yeah, those just happen to be my thoughts on Ubisoft's E3 presentation. On to the next one.
All right. After that, the next day was Xbox's and also Bethesda's presentation. So many have heard about the news that Microsoft has acquired the rights to Bethesda, and a lot of people were scared, like, oh, so what's that going to mean? Is Fallout or the Elder Scrolls games going to be exclusive to the Xbox? What about the PlayStation or anything like that? They still haven't said anything. They kind of did say that some games were also going to come, some other Bethesda games were going to come to the PlayStation or the Switch or anything like that. Who knows? We'll see what games from Bethesda is going to be exclusive to just the Xbox or to cross-gen, the other consoles and everything like that. They did announce a new game that was definitely going to be exclusive, that was made by Bethesda. It's called Starfield and stuff. Starfield kind of reminded me a lot of No Man's Sky, where it's, you just go in a ship, you fly through other planets and everything like that. It reminded me of that a lot and everything like that. But what's really funny is that literally a day after Microsoft tweeted out, or Bethesda tweeted out, like, oh, we're sorry for PlayStation users and stuff. We tried, but they wanted to have an Xbox exclusive. We really apologize. I'm like, oh no, this is like they didn't get PlayStation 2. Oh, let me get my Uncharted and let me get Persona 5 and wipe my tears. Oh my god. I don't care. No Man's Sky, like, to me was like, oh, it's a pretty fun concept and everything like that. But after I heard what happened to it, like in the beginning, but I did hear that later on they kind of fixed it and it became way better and stuff like that. But Starfield, I don't really, honestly, like, it seems cool and everything like that. One of these days, if I ever do get an Xbox Series X, still the stupidest name I've ever heard, I'll eventually get it and everything. But the next thing that was announced, Forza Horizon 5. I always wasn't a big fan of the racing simulators and everything like that. I was more of like arcade guy, like Need for Speed and Cruising USA and everything like that, and stuff. But it looked good. Like, honestly, it looks really good. Like, they even went on out to say, like, oh, we shot 12K resolution of real Mexican skies. I'm like, oh my god, they just did, like, that's the most weirdest thing to say. And then, like, other than that, they also made like a freaking mini game where you smash pinatas. I'm just like, oh, now they're just taking it too far. Like, you like, everything was good, but you just lost my interest after that. Other than that, I can't really say much more. I'm sure a lot of people are psyched for Psychonauts 2 and everything like that. Just everything else. Oh, Halo. Halo looks good. Honestly, Halo does look good and everything. Definitely a step up from what they shown last time with, like, the Groot looking like something out of, like, the PS2 or I think it was PS3. I think it was like something like a PS3 or like an Xbox 360 thing. It looked like, wow. It's like, that's the big thing that they were working with and stuff. But from what I've looked at it, it looked pretty good. Honestly, it looked actually pretty good and stuff. So again, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to this new Halo. Hopefully it's a big step up from Halo 5, because Halo 5 was pretty disappointing and everything like that. But other than that, other things that were announced that didn't really catch my attention. The other things that were announced was new stuff for Fallout 76. They said that they were going to work on something Skyrim related due to its anniversary and stuff. But again, can't really say much since they did say that 6 was in development and everything like that, and it did announce that it will end up being a Microsoft exclusive. So I'm like, wow, well there goes that. Oh well, eventually probably will get an Xbox Series X one these days and stuff. But other than that, Xbox presentation, it was pretty good. It was honestly a B for me. It was actually one of the more stronger presentations throughout this year's E3. Again, due to COVID, they didn't really, get to really announce anything big and or something. But yeah, we'll see what happens and stuff. So yeah, all right, go ahead, take it away, GamingWithClass.
All right, so this Microsoft show, I will say off the bat, it was really good. They did a really good job. Seeing this Microsoft Redemption arc has been a really beautiful sight, because after how horrendous they were in the 2013 to up year with the Xbox One, seeing them now kind of leading at this point, like actually saying, hey, we have exclusives, we have games coming to our system. And I will say, for what Xbox has for this year and kind of the next year, they actually have a pretty good lineup. Like for the Bethesda acquisition, like we have Starfield, there's not much of that, but it looks okay. And there's actually, I'd say for me personally, there are a lot of games here that really interested me. Obviously, the biggest one is Psychonauts 2. I'm a really big Psychonauts fan. I've been waiting for this game since it was revealed like 5 years ago. I'm happy we finally have a release date. Like that's a day one purchase. And they showed a lot of cool things like Stalker 2. That looks really good. Diablo 2 Resurrected looks really good. They showed this indie game, Replace. It's like this cyberpunk game. It has like 3D backgrounds and then more of like a sprite-based character design. And it was a really sick game. It's one of those ones that like no one's really talking about. And obviously we have like the bigger game. We have Halo Infinite. Like I will say that does look pretty good. We have Forza Horizon 5. I don't need to get into Mexican Sky or any of that. That's already been discussed. That happened. We don't need to go over it anymore. I'm just gonna drive on by past that topic. And yeah, there's a good bit. Like they had their third parties. Obviously, they showed off Battlefield. They showed off that Yakuza's coming to Game Pass. So at least for Xbox people this year, they do have games that they can play. That is more than I can say for 6 years ago, because you look at the Xbox One launch, they had Rise, a Madden game, whereas at least now it looks like they're having some pretty consistent lineups. So I don't have an Xbox Series X. I'm gonna get one. So that said, that's a big improvement, because I did not get an Xbox One, and I still probably won't get one. But yeah, overall, the Bethesda show was really good. There's a lot of cool game announcements, and they generally did a good job. I kind of went around a B as well on the score, like compared to some of the other things that fall before it. Like Ubisoft definitely wasn't the strongest, so Xbox was like, all right, they did good. Now, there's one thing I have to say, and I'll say everybody right now, cut your mics on. There's something that no one has mentioned at all this entire week, and I'm honestly surprised no one's mentioned it or it's been blown up as much as it is. Because honestly, the best announcement of the Xbox show wasn't even a game. Because immediately following the show, they finally revealed the Xbox mini fridge is coming out this year or next year. It is a real thing. We were joking about it last year, like, oh, Xbox Series X is a fridge. But it's like, nah, they ain't gonna really do that. No, immediately following the conference, they posted a trailer. The Xbox fridge is real.
Damn it.
It is actually happening. It is a real fridge. You can buy.
Wait, I didn't even know about this. There's a fridge?
Yes. And I was like, how did nobody bring this up? this was the hypest announcement.
No, we did bring it up. We didn't talk about it.
They have a Oh, what?
That is insane.
What?
That is insane that there's a fridge.
The
That
meme is
insane.
real.
I know that. We actually brought the fridge.
Now you can have Mountain Dew in your Xbox fridge, dog. Oh yeah.
But no, that was a hype announcement. But yeah, you know, just to kind of say it, that was kind of Microsoft's show. They had a pretty good lineup of stuff. They held their own this year. I am proud of them. After watching year after year their old conferences and how awful they are, it's good to watch a conference where there's only one cringeworthy moment or just one part that's just like off compared to 90 minutes to 2 hours nonstop. So you know what? Hats off to you, Microsoft. You were doing pretty good.
All right, go ahead, Ghostman.
Are you sick and tired of having the same old fridge? Do you want to add more pizzazz to your fridge? Well, look no further. The Xbox fridge is here. Last year, we announced the new Xbox. So now we are announcing a fridge Xbox. It's way better and you can put your beverages in it. If you don't like having Xbox exclusives, well, you'll have exclusively cold beverages inside of your Xbox fridge. Pre-order today. And give us your money because we are very broke. Okay, I just have to go to the infomercial. I'm sorry, I really had to do that. It was just golden. Oh my gosh. But in all seriousness though, oh my gosh, I can't get over the fact that Xbox actually did a freaking fridge. That is actually big brain plays. But in general, getting to the nitty gritty in the meat in the fridge. No pun intended. Basically, how do I go about this? So, interesting enough for this conference, I did not watch this conference entirely at first. I saw like snippets of it. So, from what I've seen, I think it's the second best conference at E3. In my honest opinion, it is the second best conference at E3. In my honest opinion, I think it was good. Xbox was showing a lot of stuff, a lot of promising stuff. I'll go from like what I was least excited to probably my most excited, which I probably think everybody here knows what my most excited is because it's a very special series to my heart. We'll go with the first ones first. I think Psychonauts 2 is interesting. I've never personally played Psychonauts. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but I think that after all these years of not getting a single Psychonauts game or like all the memes of like, oh, when Psychonauts 2, people will finally be able to get their hands on this. So I'm happy for Psychonauts fans. Hey, they're finally gonna get what they want. Some Battlefield 2042 footage was shown, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I am not really the biggest fan of Battlefield, but there is 2 games I would play in the Battlefield series, Battlefield 3 and 4. Anything else, I literally do not even know. What else? There was some indie games. There was like the weird bug game with like the big spider, and I kind of find it funny that they were like advertising that they had like an arachnophobia mode. Because funny enough, I do have a fear of a bit of spiders, which is kind of funny when that like turn into like a big giant blob. So I thought that was interesting. I'm kind of shocked. Not a lot of people talk about one of the games that was shown, and it looks really fun on Xbox. I don't know if you guys really paid much attention to, but there was a game I was really interested in because it literally looks like they took the idea of Gang Beasts and polished it more. If you guys don't know what Gang Beasts is, it is a 4-player type of arena fighter, and you basically have to shove your opponent off of different types of stages and kill them, basically. It seems like Microsoft is going with that idea, and basically they are going to put animals in it, and it looks really good. I'm not gonna lie, if I had an Xbox or Game Pass, I would try that game, definitely with friends. That would be a great Game Pass game. But it looks fun. It looks like a fun game. I really hope they go even crazier with it though, because in my opinion, I honestly think it's just such a fun concept. Also, I like that a lot of Bethesda games, like old and new, are coming to Xbox. So basically, their entire lineup is coming to Xbox, which is great. I'm so glad Xbox is getting that treatment. Xbox, like we've been saying for years, in terms of like Bethesda, Xbox, they never have gotten exclusives. And the thing is, I'm so glad that the Xbox has exclusives because at least there is something for people to look at Xbox and be like, hey, they got some games. I still don't think it's enough, but I do think it's a good start. I do think it's a good start from Xbox. Other than that, I think the interesting, it's kind of funny because there was another skateboarding game in the presentation. The snowboarding game looks kind of interesting in my opinion. I don't know how people really feel about it, but it looks fine. Far Cry 6 was shown. I mean, I guess we can. Since I didn't mention it, Far Cry 6 does look interesting. But I don't really know what to say much about it. But that's really it. What else? Forza. Okay. Forza, interesting. So if you guys don't know, I'm a huge racing type of guy. I actually do like arcade or simulation type racers. I'm more of an arcadey person, but I actually am kind of interested in how Forza is gonna play. I'll play it someday, but for now, I don't really know. I'll try it someday though. Forza seems like something I would enjoy. I played it a bit at a friend's place. Yeah, it's not bad. Maybe one of these days I'll get to play the new one. Let's see what else. Other than that, okay, I gotta mention this once. I know none of y'all don't like the popular thing, but I have to make it because it's great for jokes. So, which one of you is sus? Oh yeah, Among Us is coming to Xbox. How long did that take Xbox to put it on the freaking console, dude? Oh my gosh! Finally, Among Us is coming to Xbox. I just wanted to mention that real quick. Xbox is about to get real sus. So, yeah, I mean, hey, I mean, Among Us is on every single console and everything now. I hope you guys like that. So I just wanted to mention that real quick. Other than that, other than some other indie games, I should probably make this quick though because I'm running out of time. So we'll go into the nitty gritty. The biggest thing I was personally excited for was Halo Infinite. If you guys don't know, Halo is my favorite first-person shooter of all time, and it's literally the only reason why I even want to get an Xbox, and Rare as well. Halo Infinite looks really good. I like that they brought back Cortana. I'm glad that the story chief is coming back and like the story looks really good. Infinite just looks really, really good in my opinion. I'm really excited to see how it's going to go in the direction with the story because I really like Halo a lot and I just hope it delivers. The multiplayer is going to be free, so I think that's kind of cool. If I do get to it, I think, in my opinion, Halo Infinite was definitely is the game I do want to play the most. I'm really excited to see it. I'm really excited to see where it goes. I'm done.
All right, go ahead, MrGameguy.
So I'm going to be honest, I didn't really pay attention to most of Microsoft's presentations, but I did hear a lot of good things about it, so I'm going to take their word for it. But from the little I have seen, Stalker 2 does look really good. I gotta love in the trailer they added the subtitles of imitating the monster, even though he didn't really imitate the monster. Oh well. Aside from that, of course, there's the new Halo game, Halo Infinite. Very glad to see that the ogre got a nice face treatment up there, so we don't have to live those memes for the next 2 years or so. Aside from that, I think the only other real highlight for me was probably the freaking car game. I forgot what it was called. I don't think this is ever gonna die for me. Mexican Skies. It looks like every other sky out there. Canada skies, American skies, Russian skies, New Zealand skies, Hungarian skies, Spain skies. What's so distinct about the Mexican skies? It really seems like they were trying to build off the process of how far and authentic they were trying to make it, when really it didn't matter. And then you gotta love they were capturing all the details of the of each town and city, but there's no one out there, so it looks just kind of barren and awkward. And oh yeah, we can't forget about the incredible, respectable moment of piñatas. That was a that was a highlight for me. But okay, aside from all those memes, overall the game does look pretty good. Hopefully it turns out all right. Oh no, wait, I was thinking, no wait, that cruising game was on the other presentation. Aside from that, there wasn't really too much else I can recall. It's good to see Psychonauts is getting a sequel. I've heard that's become a nice cult classic. And aside from that, I'm still really mad I did not think about the fridge. I did not think about the fridge. Maybe I just don't connect myself very much to these memes. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Go right ahead, Snow. Knock him out of the park.
Alrighty, considering I wasn't too interested in the majority of the games shown off during Microsoft's E3 presentation, Halo looked interesting, but I haven't been big on Halos for a good while. And there's, of course, the most favorite racing game that everyone loves, now including Mexican Skies. Honestly, those towns look deserted as all heck. Populated towns, and there's not a single person inside, unless they're referring to it being populated with cars. Do cars live there? Is that the whole thing? Ah, well, I'm sure we'll have plenty of pinatas to smash anyway, so who knows. Anyway, what else was announced that I actually liked? Oh, or Psychonauts. If I was a big Psychonauts fan, I'd be interested in that. But it is what it is. I know a lot of people, including GamingWithClass over here, have been waiting for a sequel to that game for years, so it's good that he's finally getting some too. I can't really think of anything else that really caught my eye for that particular direct. So I'll just pass the baton to someone else now.
Alrighty, so that was the final thoughts of the Microsoft and Bethesda presentation. So next up is the Square Enix presentation. And honestly, I gotta say, there were some games that I was interested in and everything like that. I was pretty disappointed. Even, like, it's kind of understandable. Again, COVID and everything. There was no announcements for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 and everything like that. But they started off pretty good in the bang, pretty much, announcing a new Guardians of the Galaxy game, since, you know, they were also the ones behind the Marvel Avengers game, which I'm really scared of because the Avengers game didn't really turn out so well, and stuff. But from what I looked at the Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm pretty sure, like, from what they shown, I'm pretty sure, you know, they took their time with it rather than just rushing it, just like they did with the Avengers and stuff. It looks like a fun game. It literally reminds me of the Telltale game that they did for Guardians of the Galaxy and everything, where you pretty much make you pretty much choose what you want to say, and that decision will pretty much affect the game later on and everything like that. So really looking to see what they'll go with it and everything like that. Maybe they'll kill off one of the main members of the Guardians of the Galaxy, who knows, and stuff. Build up relationships with other characters and stuff. But it is going to be a nightmare for Twitch streamers because of the whole music. They literally use copyright music. And that's how the movie was. You know, they used a lot of this oldie music and everything like that and stuff. So it was, you know, not a surprise that they did with it, you know, being the nature that they did with the MCU movie and everything like that. It looks good and everything. Really looking forward to it and stuff. It's just going to be one of those games where I'm not going to stream it. It's just going to be freaking one of those where it's just going to play by myself and, like, on my own time and everything like that. But other than that, Babylon's Fall, it was a game, I guess. The biggest blue ball that was announced as well was, Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all gonna come not to console, but on mobile and Steam, and that was pretty disappointing. They literally, like, had me hyped. Oh, hell yeah, we get to play the first 6 Final Fantasies, and then it dropped to only for mobile and Steam. I'm like, you guys suck. God damn it. So I just got really disappointed about that. But I don't know. I'm not really interested in having a Steam account and everything. And Ghostman, I know you want me to get one, but still, I'm just not in. I'm gonna get one because I'm just not I'm not the type of person and stuff. If anything, I'll just wait. Maybe later on, Square Enix will finally get them to the consoles and everything. Hopefully, I'm really hoping so, because I definitely do want to play 1 through 6 and stuff. So yeah. But other than that, there was another Final Fantasy game that was announced. The big one. Yeah. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, a retelling of the first Final Fantasy game. Woo! Man. First seeing the trailer and everything like that, it looked good and everything. Of course, I didn't hear what they were saying at first, but there was a going trend of the repetitiveness of one word or a person. The C word, chaos. They used it a lot in the trailer. It became a meme, especially on this server. Chaos. What did Chaos do to Jack? I don't know. Did he kill his dog? Did he, steal his newspaper? Did he buy the last PlayStation 5? Who knows why Jack hates Chaos so much? We'll find out. But other than that, they did also announce after that they were releasing like a trial version for PS5 users and stuff. At first, though, the trial version kind of had like this corruption file and everything. But I think the next day they fixed that and people were able to play it. From what I played it played really good. The style of it was really good. It's pretty much like a Dark Souls style type game and everything like that, with your stats and your equipment and everything like that. You got your dodge, your evade, and everything like that, looking for an opening and stuff like that. Pretty much just like Dark Souls and everything. And I'm not big on the Dark Souls games and everything, but I have played games similar to that style, like Ghost of Tsushima and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and everything like that. So I am really looking forward to it. It played out really good and everything like that. Of course, there was the whole trend of like, oh, why does this game look like something out of the PS3? And I'm like, guys, it's gonna come out. It's a 2022 game. It's a PS5 game. And this is just a trial version. This isn't gonna be the final game. They have time to polish this game and everything. So yeah. But other than that, I believe that was Life is Strange, True Colors. Never played any of the other the first Life is Strange. It does look good and stuff, but yeah, it's just something. But other than that, I was pretty disappointed. But again, I understand, it's COVID thing and everything like that. But and of course, the whole intermission, the intergrade version, and of course the intermission with Yuffie and stuff in the remake. But hopefully, maybe by next year, we'll get some announcement on part 2. I'm really looking forward to it. But other than that, that's all I have to say about the presentation of Square Enix. Go ahead and take it, GamingWithClass.
Kind of like you're gonna hear a lot. I went into a lot of these shows kind of open, just mid expectations. I wasn't expecting Kingdom Hearts 5. I wasn't expecting Part 2 remake. Just like, you know what? I'm gonna go into the show. What do you got to show me? And then I'll just take it from there. Wasn't a strong showing. Square Enix has had way stronger E3 showings in the past. 2019 was really good. They showed Final Fantasy VII Remake. They announced the 8 remaster and all sorts of things. So going into this one, I was just like, all right, you know what do you got to show? And they didn't really have too much. They had some good things, I will say, but nothing that was like, oh, that was incredible. Like, it kind of was already off on a weird start because they showed the Guardians of the Galaxy game, which I will say, it does look really good. I think they got the tone right for it, and it looks like it's probably going to be a pretty fun game. But did they really have to show 25 minutes of it? It took up so much of the conference. And I do feel it's mostly course correction because when they announced the Marvel Avengers game, they showed this weird 40 to 1 minute trailer that barely had any gameplay on it. And that was all they showed for E3. Everything else was behind closed doors, which eventually leaked. So this feels like a course correction that we showed nothing of Avengers, so let's show a lot of Guardians. But yeah, Guardians, I'd say, it looks pretty strong. Comes out October, like a million other games. And it looks fine. Looks like Eidos Montreal put all the effort in this game and none in the Avengers game. So I'm actually going to get it. Next up there, I will say the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. I can't pass by this. And I will say, I was pretty disappointed. It is unfortunate it is only Steam Mobile. I will say, though, it is coming to consoles. Just knowing Square's track record, because when it comes to Final Fantasy games and ports, Square's pretty slow about these things. And you can kind of see it just going back. Because I remember Final Fantasy VII hit PC like July 4th, 2013. It didn't hit consoles till December 5th, 2015. Same thing for Final Fantasy VIII. It hit Steam 2013. We didn't get it till 2019. Now, obviously, it's not going to be as long as those, but I do feel it's going to hit consoles because they've been having every Final Fantasy on every single platform, and it'd be stupid of them not to do the Pixel Remaster on it. So I do feel it's coming, but they're probably like, you know what, for right now, let's just go for this low market. I don't really know, but I will say for sure it's coming to consoles. Like, without a doubt, it's coming. We have to wait, unfortunately. I'm gonna skip past Life is Strange. You know, Life is Strange it's a strange, weird game. It's kind of alright, but that's about it. Babylon's Fall. They showed this game off 2019. It was revealed. They said Platinum Games is making it. I'm like, great. Platinum Games has never done a bad thing. And unfortunately, Platinum Games did a bad thing this E3 with Babylon's Fall, because they revealed that this is going to be a live service game, which has me worried. The gameplay looks great, but the live service aspect kind of brings it down a bit. But I'll be fair, and I'm going to wait. And honestly, there wasn't too much. We had Marvel Avengers update. Still no Spider-Man. I don't know where he's at. So anyone who bought him on PlayStation, you know what? You're just Spider-Man-less. Like, I don't know. You don't got him. You got my boy T'Challa, but no Spider-Man. And of course, I'd be remiss not to mention Final Fantasy Origin, Strangers of Paradise, the weird retelling of the NES Final Fantasy game. It has the main villain of the game, none of the characters, none of the vibe. The original is like this game with like wizards, and you bring this ragtag team of 4 heroes. In this game, you're 3 dudes that look like they just walked out of a 7-Eleven, and they're all pissed and just screaming chaos. Like, it's a weird game, but I somehow am like so intrigued by it that I can't wait to get my hands on it. And just this weird like pseudo mix of Dark Souls and like almost like a Final Fantasy 15 style gameplay. Like I'm kind of there. I'm looking forward to it. I know people are really dogging it. They're like, that's the worst announcement of the Square show. And it's like, where? Because that looked pretty sick. But yeah, that was pretty much Square show. They didn't have too much. It was a shorter end show. Realistically, it's a low C. It was not a strong show. They had decent things, but nothing that really left me like, ooh, yeah. It's one of those years for Square. I'm sure next year they got stuff. Like, I know that they got stuff in the back, so I'm not too worried. I at least know I got some stuff to play from them coming pretty soon.
Basically, so how do I feel about Square's presentation? I think, honestly, in my opinion, it's the 3rd best presentation. In my opinion, I actually liked Square's. I think there was some good announcements. There were some weird ones. I'll get to that in just a second. But let's go with the first one. So, if none of you guys know, I am a huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan. I actually really like the first 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movies in the MCU. So, I actually played the Telltale game, and I really liked it. I am really excited to see. I am really, really hyped for this Guardians game. Out of all the games in this showcase, I feel like I'm the most hyped for the Guardians game. I am really excited to play this, and I'm going to get this day 1. Thankfully, it is actually coming to PlayStation 4, so I can actually play it. I'm not going to lie. Was right. The copyrighted music is gonna suck. I know it's gonna be a freaking nightmare for us streaming it, and also a little bit of a promotion. I will be streaming this game day 1. That is all I have to say. I am not gonna make this a whole promotion stream because I am not a sellout. Okay. Buy your Xbox fridge today. Okay. Okay. So basically, I'm really excited to play this game. I just want to see where the story goes. I like the gameplay mechanic of making optional choices. It's like they went with the Telltale route, and they decided to literally expand it. And I really like that. I like the fact that if you throw Rocket, he'll get upset. You can make a decision to keep Rocket or keep Drax. And they said that depending on your choices, it does affect the story. So I am actually all in for that. I am very positive about this game. I honestly believe that this game will do better than Avengers. And I do think that I have faith that this game will do really well. I am really excited for it. I will get this day one. I just can't wait to play it. That's all I can really say. But I have to correct you on something. Crystal Dynamics was the one who worked on Avengers, not Eidos Montreal. So this is a completely different studio. So Eidos Montreal is going to be working on the Guardians game. And their last big project actually is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That was the last project that they made, and I heard it was actually really good. So I have faith they'll do well with this one. Moving on. I think I'm just gonna make this quick. I don't really care about Life is Strange. I've never really been a fan of it. I might play it at some point, but I just don't really care. So that's not for me personally. I'm excited for Life is Strange fans that they get something, but it's not for me personally. Maybe at some point I'll try it, but just not right now. Okay, I'm about to do a huge freaking... I'm going to be upsetty spaghetti right now. This is... Oh boy. I'm not going to cuss or anything, but I'm going to say I am really upset at Square right now. So when we were looking at the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel Perfect Remaster, I was actually starting to get really excited because I actually really want to play Final Fantasy 6. It's the one game, and Final Fantasy 4. I've been really wanting to play those games because Final Fantasy 4 has some really sick tracks. I was so upset. It was the most blue balls thing I've ever seen in my life when Square announced that it was only coming to Steam and mobile. And I was so upset. I was so mad at Square that I was starting to actually, like, legit about to punch my wall. I actually didn't mean, I actually wasn't going to do that. I'm just making a reference. I don't understand Square sometimes. They make some of the stupidest decisions I have ever seen in the gaming industry. I don't get it with them. They're so stupid when it comes to making some of the simplest choices. It's like they don't want money. But I do agree with the more I look into it, I do think these will come to consoles and other platforms at some point. I just personally feel like this is such a stupid decision by Square to do it like this. I hate that they delay it. And I'm not gonna lie, Final Fantasy VIII did take a good minute, but the reason why it took so long was because they lost the source code for the original game and the PC version was easier to port, so they had to kind of redo it for consoles. But I do think Final Fantasy 1 through 6 will come to consoles eventually. But yeah, I just hope Square gets everything together. But basically, other than that, let me see. I was interested about... Okay, I'm just going to make this quick. Marvel's Avengers, I don't care about the game. I will not buy that game. I don't care about T'Challa. I hate what Square did with that game. I am not buying that crap. I'm sorry. I don't have no faith in that game anymore. Spider-Man's cool and everything. I just don't care. Other than that, let's see. Legend of Mana. I've never played a Legend of Mana game. I might try it at some point. Okay, I have to get to this quick. Let's see. Babylon's Fall. I know it's made by Platinum. I'm not really interested to see what they're gonna do with it. It's just not for me. I don't really know if I'm gonna try it or not. Maybe, but I don't know. Stranger of Paradise. I am so interested in this game because it is a Final Fantasy 1 prequel. I think it's before the events of Final Fantasy 1. So I'm interested to play it. It's coming to PS4 as well. So yeah. Other than that, no FF16. I'm upsetty spaghetti with you, Square. But yeah, I'm excited for FF1. We'll see how it goes. I'll get it on PS4. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. I think it was decent. Not too much. But yeah, it was okay. That's all I have to say. It was okay.
All right. Mr. Game Guy. Not the P word. All right, go ahead.
Can't say the dreaded P word. All right, so Square Enix. Marvel, Final Fantasy mobile port. Marvel, Final Fantasy VII DLC. Marvel, Life is Strange. Marvel, Chaos. And that's it. I'm done. Okay, I'm not actually done. Yeah, I really don't know what to say. It was fine, I guess. Nothing really interests me. When you guys were talking about that Babylon's Fall game, I honest to God thought it was DLC for that Wonderland game. I don't remember what it was called, but that that freaking Wonderland game's like, okay. I thought they disowned that game after the after the result of that. But honestly, I don't know. It's passable, I guess, but didn't really interest me at all. So Anyway, that's all I gotta say. ESP, what do you have to say, Snow?
Alrighty, let me get my picks that I don't care about out of the way. So, Life is Strange. I'm gonna say it's very strange that I don't care about this particular life. So moving on. Babylon Fall. Okay, not my particular thing though. So moving on from that. And Guardians of the Galaxy. I am a fan of it, so to an extent that is. I did enjoy the movies with Star-Lord. I did enjoy the MCU with Infinity War and Endgame. We even have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. But I never really played the Telltale.
Buy it again.
Do it!
I never really played the Telltale version of it. I haven't seen much of it, but not really interested in it either. Now, moving on from that, it is rather unfortunate that the pixel-perfect remasters of the first 6 Final Fantasies are only limited to just Steam and mobile ports for the time being. There's a lot of people I know would love to be able to play those on consoles with updated graphics and all that jazz. Now we're finally getting to the meat of the matter. Final chaos from chaos. What? Anyway, so we have Chaos here with his 3 chaoses trying to get to the throne of chaos to stop chaos. Now it looks very chaosy if you give me the time of day. The gameplay is very chaos too. I will admit, I am a fan of the chaos gameplay. I probably won't play it because I never played Dark Souls. Well, I did try it once. Didn't do too good, but this chaos is very looking chaos. And as you can obviously tell, that game has been memed to hell because of chaos. I'd say that word like 8 or 9 times in the trailer alone. Man, Jack, what did chaos do to you? Did chaos kill your family or something? Did chaos take the last slushie from 7-Eleven when you were there waiting in line and the machine broke right after or something? Honestly speaking, out of the Squares Direct, that Final Fantasy game was my favorite part. Mostly because of the memes, but memes aside, it does look like a rather interesting game. If I had a PS5, maybe I would give it a shot, but I don't have a Chaos 5, so what can I say except for Chaos? Oh well, I'll leave Final Chaos to itself then. Anyway, moving on.
So you can say that Square Enix's presentation was very chaosy. I'm just kidding. But anyway.
Yeah, you
Chaotic.
Very chaotic.
Had it.
So much chaos. So much chaos. So much chaos.
You had
wow.
Well, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it.
All right. Okay. All right. So I guess you can say that Square Enix's presentation was very chaotic.
That was so good.
Man, you came up with that on the fly. That's genius.
Yeah, that's genius.
I forgot to mention.
That was very clever. Good job. And that's why you're the leader.
All right. Moving on. Capcom. Capcom didn't really announce anything big. The only thing that was announced I was pretty excited about that I already knew that they were gonna do was a DLC for Resident Evil Village and stuff. Who knows what it is? Maybe they'll bring in Ada Wong, Leon, or who knows? Who knows what they're gonna do with it? But other than that, the next thing that they announced was, and what pretty much favored the whole damn thing in the presentation, was just a bunch of Monster Hunter announcements. I guess this new game where just every monster is a baby Rathalos and stuff. Because damn, that definitely is a big trend going around. You got Baby Yoda from Disney. Just everything baby and everything. So I guess they want that merchandise hype with Baby Rathalos and stuff. I honestly do not care. Yeah, he brought chaos. I honestly don't care about Monster Hunter. I've never been a really big fan of the Monster Hunter games. I've only played the one on the DS. That was pretty much it. I've tried playing Monster Hunter what was that game called again? It was a more pop Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Monster Hunter World and stuff. I tried it. I just couldn't get into it. I really do apologize and stuff. But I guess if some people are fans of Monster Hunter, then hey, you know, congrats. You know, you got Baby Rathalos. Other than that, we got more detail about the new Ace Attorney game, which I'm really looking forward to. It's a really fun concept, saying like, hey, this is the ancestor of Phoenix Wright and everything like that. I felt like they showed a little too much. I don't know, very spoiler heavy type stuff. And I'm not going to go into detail about it and stuff, because obviously people definitely want to find out more about this new Ace Attorney game and everything. Other than that, everything else is just that was pretty much it. Everything else is just, of course, the big thing, obviously is the whole esports thing and with Street Fighter and everything. And other than that, just nothing was really shown. And honestly, I think that was in my opinion, the more disappointing thing throughout this whole E3 was Capcom. And I'm a big Capcom fan. Everyone knows this. It's like I'm a big fan of Street Fighter. Ryu's my guy, but I was very disappointed that nothing else was announced and stuff. But again, COVID, I guess, but still, it's just obviously, some things we've already known and everything. I was really disappointed, the whole Dino Crisis rumors, the new Street Fighter 6 and stuff. No Marvel vs. Capcom. I guess, we're probably never going to get a Marvel vs. Capcom game ever, sadly. Or not even like a remastered version of the older Marvel vs. Capcom games, which I was really looking forward to. But other than that, very lackluster in my opinion. One of the worst in all of E3. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. Let's go ahead and move it to Gaming with Class.
Oh, where to begin? I'm gonna make this even brief. I'm gonna see if I can even get it under like 2 minutes. Capcom should have just stuck to a PowerPoint. They should have just wrote it on an article and it would have been fine. Because like Resident Evil 8 DLC, we kind of expected. That's the one kind of big announcement they said, which we kind of expected. I do appreciate they are just starting development on it. I didn't like how with RE7, the game came out and a week later we had DLC. Like that really bothered me. It's like, why do we have to pay for this? Just put it in the game. So I do like that at least with a DLC is coming at some point. And I prefer that kind of DLC of actually extending a game out after you're done playing it and coming back to it rather than DLCs all quick and then up here dump the game. So yeah, RE8 DLC. Monster Hunter, of course, they talked about Monster Hunter Rise getting DLC. Monster Hunter Stories for the second time this E3. It's not the last. This game got so much screen time this E3, and yet I do not even know how it fully plays. They've managed not to show a second of gameplay. I've seen story, characters, but if you told me point blank, how's this gameplay? What do? I couldn't give you a straight answer. And then they went into Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Looks great. Did I want to see it? No, because the game comes out in a month and they were like, all right, this section's going to have minor spoilers. And they just straight up showed 2 sections of the game and gave away some solutions to some early puzzles. And like, oh, you have to do this to this juror. And oh, this person here, you have to look there. It's like, I didn't really want spoilers for that. I wanted to go into the game blind. Like, Capcom kind of really messed me up with that. Like, I had to almost close my eyes watching it. I'm like, I want to go in without no knowledge, and now they ruined it. And honestly, that was it. They had the Capcom Pro Tour that's coming back. But even then, it's like, they're way more hype in person. Like, I've seen a few Capcom, like, Pro Tour and the Capcom Cup in person, and it's like, it's not going to be the same watching it online. So it's like, it's cool, it's back, but... And that was their show. Like, nothing. It was nothing. They would have been better off just saying, hey, RE8 is getting DLC and ending it there. It would have been a better show with that. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of recording. I was like, I felt like I shouldn't even record watching this. It's not even worth it. So to me, definitely Capcom was the worst show of E3. It's a D. It's a double D. So yeah, like I know they got stuff in the works. I'm not mad in that front, and I understand why they didn't have much to show because of COVID, but just do it in an article. Just don't do a presentation. It wasn't worth it.
All right, Ghostman, you're up.
So Capcom was pretty chaotic. Okay, sorry. Okay, Capcom was chaos. Okay, that's the last one. I promise. So that's that's how I describe the whole Capcom, the Capcom presentation. So basically, let me try to describe it. Capcom's to me was such a snore fest. I am not going to lie. It was one of the worst presentations, but I'm going to be honest with you, Gaming with Class, I don't think it was the worst. And I think we'll get to that presentation. I don't know if we're probably going to bring it up, but basically, here's how I feel about it. I honestly did not like Capcom's. I thought the attorney game was interesting. I thought that was fine. Monster Hunter, okay, that's fine. Monster Hunter Rise, I like that game, and I'm excited for the content coming, but I don't really think it should have been shown off in a presentation. You could have shown it off literally in its own thing, like its own presentation. You didn't need to show that off. Monster Hunter Stories, you could have did the same thing. Literally have a Monster Hunter presentation. You didn't need to show those two things. Even the Ace Attorney, I mean, I guess that makes sense to show it off in something like that. Like, is that really it? Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff that, like, so little. It's like literally I'm grasping at straws. I'm trying to eat something. Capcom's like, I'm like, where's the porridge, Capcom? And Capcom's just like, here, have this itsy bitsy little stick. Really? You're gonna give me all this for that much weight? Waste of my time. I think the Resident Evil DLC is interesting, like just announcing it. Like I that's cool. That's the one thing I actually was interested in, was that and the Phoenix Wright stuff. Other than that, I'm not gonna lie, dude. This presentation was disappointing in my opinion. I get it, you know, like Street Fighter content. I like Ryu's my boy, just like said. Like Ryu is my boy in any fighting game. Like he is the reason why I did get into fighters. Was because of his design was cool. Ryu is one of the biggest reasons why I'm into Street Fighter. They showed nothing about Street Fighter. And I know why, because they're probably saving the content for like a separate video for like June or July. So, oh shoot, ESP, yeah. So basically, ESP was right. Ryu is just, he's the GOAT, but pretty much how I see it, they'll show it like later. So yeah, we'll see how it goes from there. But other than that, man, this presentation for Capcom was so just garbage. I'm sorry, it was so bad. Like, is that really it? Is that really all they showed? Oh my goodness, what the heck? Oh yeah, they also talked about esports. Yeah, I mean, okay. This presentation, in my opinion, was a D. This was definitely one of the worst. Capcom, please do better at E3 next year. I get it, COVID and everything. Just please give us more instead of a stick. I have a stick right here. Like, come on. But that's all I have to say.
All right, Mr. Game Guy.
To go through order, I mean, yes, it's nice that we're getting Resident Evil Village DLC. Yes, we also knew that it was coming, so at least it's nice to see that it's not being handled the same way 7 was, so there's that, but we don't really have much to run off of. Aside from that, I mean, we have Ace Attorney. That's good. I mean, I'm not really a Phoenix Wright fan or anything, but, you know, looks cool. Kind of sucks they spoiled it early on, but oh well. And then we had Monster Hunter, which they really, really do not want you to forget about that because, oh my goodness, they sure love showing it off. Why does everything have to be a baby meme? And then finally, we made it on to the Capcom Pro Tour. I don't remember what it's called. Whatever, you know what I mean, with Street Fighter. We couldn't have at least gotten a release date for Oral or any other like release dates for any of the other DLC, or maybe a potential date or presentation for the last character who hasn't been revealed yet or whatever. But no, not really much. It's just Capcom was like, hey, we're Capcom, makers of Street Fighter, Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, and apparently that's it. And you know what? If that's all they had to say, then I'm not even going to give much more of a effort to display what they have. So I'm done. Goodbye.
All right, you're up, Snoke.
Alrighty, where to begin with Capcom's Direct? Oh, let's see. Like everyone else has mentioned, I was fully expecting there to be Village DLC. However, like another classy gamer has mentioned, it's good that they're barely working on it, as opposed to having it already on the disc, so to speak. Reminds me of Street Fighter X Tekken. You remember that on this DLC? I'm sure everyone does. Anyway, not too interested in Village. I didn't fall for the hype with Big Lady, who's not even a vampire. Don't give me that lore crap. I don't care. And yeah, I don't care for Village. The hype ruined it in my case, and yeah, moving on from that. And another person brought up a valid point. Like, there's babies everywhere now. I'm pretty sure not everyone wants to see Monster Hunter monsters as babies. Like, the hell is this crap? It's just so weird, especially when one of them was Baby Rathalos. Like, why? What is this all about? Aside from marketing, why? It's so weird. But in any case, just like ESP is, I'm not a fan of Monster Hunter. It's too slow gameplay-wise for my taste, so I'm just not interested. And finally, the big one, Street Fighter V. Well, what can I say? Except there was nothing. Nothing at all. It's almost like it's nothing at all. Nothing at all. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we'll see some news regarding the last DLC character sometime in the future, but as for the time being, that's it. Moving on.
Alrighty, so yeah, that's pretty much for Capcom. And like Ghostman mentioned, there was another thing that was pretty announced was Namco Bandai's presentation, but they only presented one game. That was it. Don't even know what that game is called. Ghostman. Ghostman, go ahead and talk a little more about it because you know more knowledge than any of us about it.
Okay, so basically with Bandai, they basically, I'm not gonna lie, Bandai, I swear by the might of Zeus, I will literally punch you so freaking hard that it will literally make you just freaking go the other cheek. I swear. Oh my gosh, Bandai. Sorry, I'm holding in my rage. Holy crap. Basically, Bandai, don't ever do this again. I was literally I was about to literally lose my actual mind, the fact that you wasted my actual time. So, you guys think Bandai's like, oh yeah, we're doing a presentation. Tune in for this presentation. 10, right when the presentation starts. So if you guys don't know, Until Dawn, developers of that series, they have a series called the Eulogy of Horror Games, and it's very successful. So yeah, I thought, okay, maybe that's one of the games they'll show off. So Bandai Namco does the presentation, and right when the presentation starts, they specify this is only a Eulogy of Horror presentation. I was like, nah, they're bluffing. 10 minutes go by, and it's over. It was just a developer interview, and I literally am there pulling my hair out, and I'm like, what a waste of my time! Are you kidding me? That is the most disgusting waste of time I've ever do. I'm so glad you guys didn't watch it, by the way. It was terrible. You market a presentation where people expect you to announce anime games and other things, but you already show footage for a game we saw, and it's only one game when this is E3, one of the biggest gaming events of all time. F. I'm giving this presentation an F. Bandai, you are terrible for this, and honestly, just please don't do this again. This was one of the worst E3 presentations I've ever seen, probably even worse than Nintendo's 2008 presentation. Yeah, there, I said it. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, I said it. It's that bad. It's terrible. I didn't like it. Moving on.
But anyway, I think the next day, the final day of E3, was probably the winner of all of it throughout the whole year.
Ding, ding, ding.
They kept going on and on about just announcing these great, upcoming titles. That it's the equivalent of freaking The Sims scene. Stop, he's already dead. But yeah, Nintendo was definitely the winner the whole E3. They started off strong, and I thought they were gonna save this for last, especially that since people were always looking forward to like Smash announcements and everything like that. Is the fourth right? Fourth fighter that I was in the fighter pack too?
Fifth, I think. Yeah.
Oh, fifth. All right, yeah, fifth. Sorry about that. It was the fifth one. It was crazy. It started off just Ganondorf looking dead, and someone carrying him. And who was that guy? Kazuya Mishima from freaking Tekken is the next DLC fighter for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I was just so hyped because Harada, pretty much made a tweet saying why he would never want his Tekken characters to be in Smash Bros. But I don't know what Sakurai did to convince him to add a Tekken character. I thought it was either going to be Jin or Heihachi, but no, it was Kazuya Mishima, and I'm just like, wow. But from the look of it, everything looked great. The stage looks good and everything. Looking forward to the the presentation next week. We'll see how it goes. But other than that, after that, they pretty much announced a new WarioWare game. And I'm like, okay. I haven't seen WarioWare in a long time, but I'm actually looking forward to this as well and everything. The other thing that was also announced that pretty much caught my attention was, of course, Shin Megami Tensei 5 and stuff. And of course, made by Atlas, same guys who made the Persona games and stuff. But they pretty much showed off. They pretty much announced this before, but they pretty much showed off gameplay of it, and everything looks good. Everything definitely looks good, and this will probably, even though Shin Megami Tensei 3 remastered is on the Switch and everything, I do believe that 5 will be my first one and everything. See how it goes, and maybe it'll get me to play part 3 and stuff like that. The other thing that was also announced, the big one was, which really surprised me that they're gonna port Guardians of the Galaxy into the Switch. I wonder how that's gonna play out and stuff, especially with Switch's limitations. Speaking of Switch's limitations, bringing in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I was like, I wonder how that's gonna look. Choppy as heck. So who knows how that's gonna play out and everything. And also announced Life is Strange, being on the being on the Switch and everything like that. The other thing that was announced that I'm actually really looking forward to is the new Mario Party. This Mario Party, oh my gosh. This Mario Party is what I've been looking forward to. They pretty much, bringing back some old boards and also old mini games from past Mario Parties. And it just, oh my god, they finally listened. They finally listened to us when it comes down to Mario Party. No more of these, weird gimmicks of each character riding a train together and everything, and no more of these gimmicks of choosing the second character like in the last one and stuff. This definitely will probably be the best, in my opinion, the best Mario Party since, I'm gonna say it now, Mario Party 2. I said it there. Mario Party 2 is still great. But anyway, and also, of course, Mario Golf. I'm really looking forward to that game as well. And of course, the big one in terms of Zelda. Oh no, you know what? I totally forgot. Metroid. Metroid is getting a new game. Oh my gosh, that caught me by surprise. A new Metroid game it was announced. Metroid Dread. It looks good. It definitely looks good. It's 2D, nothing complicated like Metroid Other M. It's Metroid. Just how it plays out in other past games like Metroid Fusion, Super Metroid, and Zero Mission. It's Metroid. It looks fun. I'm looking forward to that. But Zelda, I know it's nearing its 35th anniversary. The only thing that he announced that, hey, we're getting a HD version of Skyward Sword, which I'm looking forward to. They also announced some expansion for Hyrule Warriors, which honestly, I don't really care about Hyrule Warriors. I didn't really like the first Hyrule Warriors that much and everything. But I am looking forward to the Breath of the Wild Part 2 and stuff, from what it looked like And especially that meme of Link falling down, like, hey, where do we land, boys? Like in Fortnite. But it looks good. It definitely looks good. I'm literally looking forward to seeing what's left for Link and Zelda and Breath of the Wild 2. Also, a new Game & Watch is announced, just like the Super Mario Game & Watch, which is no surprise. I obviously knew they were going to do and stuff, so yeah. But anyway, that's, again, it was a winner. A+ in my books. Go ahead and go, Gaming with Class.
All right, I'm just got to get all my notes primed and ready. But you know what's not primed and ready? Metroid Prime 4. Okay, okay, I need to stop right now. I need to, okay. I knew that was coming. Bring it on. I deserve that. I deserve that entirely.
Get on with it, Prime.
Okay, but to be very real, Nintendo had a really, really good showing. It was really strong. I will say from now until December and probably into the next year, my Switch is not going to be off. There's a game each month from now. They had a really good presentation. You know, I start off really strong. The Mishima gang is in Smash. I'm happy. I think he looks really fun. I'm looking forward to checking him out. Metroid Dread. The fact this game is now real. This game was in talks back at E3 05. It was shown behind closed doors, just in a document form. Then in 07, it was kind of brought back again. It was going to originally be on the DS, but after the prototypes never worked, so then it just was gone. Then finally, we have it now. After like over 16 years, Dread is a real game. It's a true to form Metroid game. It looks incredible. I can't wait to play it. And it just kept going with this conference. You know, WarioWare get it together. It's been a really long time since a WarioWare game. It looks great. They're doing a lot of kind of new things with the series and just the way it plays. And I think that's going to be really interesting to play. Mario Party Superstars. Really cool announcement. You know, we're getting a lot of classic Mario Party mini games, a lot of classic maps. They've only revealed 2, so I'm interested what the other ones are. So I'm really excited with that. That was a really good one. But also, like, man, Super Monkey Ball, Banana Mania, Monkey Ball's back. That's amazing. It's been a long time. It's good to see it back. Fatal Frame. This conference had a little bit of everything that I wanted. I got my weird niche horror game. I got my side-scrolling shooting game. I got my fighting kind of game. It was a little bit of everything, and I had a lot to really enjoy from it. Like, it was a fun watch, I would say. The thing that kind of, and just to get on the topic of just E3s and the way they present it, Nintendo's presentation was a fun watch. It was paced very well. It was 40 minutes. Everything was pretty quick, snappy, and it was a fun presentation to watch. They made it a really fun experience. And it really comes to just because they've had so much experience doing this. They were obviously the first ones back in like 2013 to do this approach to an E3 conference. So now everybody's trying to do this, but they're not on the same level. Like if Capcom had made it as playful and maybe kind of as flowing, it maybe wouldn't have been as bad of a showing. Same for Square. There wasn't that flair there with it compared to the Direct. And that's what really made it, like, as a cap of E3, very fun. Even taking the games out of it. Like, the Nintendo Directs are always a pretty enjoyable watch. I'm never watching and I'm just like, oh, this is boring, or just like, whatever. Like, they're always really good about that. And just to cap off, of course, Breath of the Wild 2 is coming next year. Figured as much. Looks really good. Take as much time as you need. I feel like I'm the only one who's excited about that Game & Watch Zelda thing. I'm going to get it pre-ordered really soon. I'm a sucker for Zelda, like weird Zelda stuff. And like I need that in my collection. And I guess the last thing... Advance Wars 2, I will say, I've never played the Advance Wars series. I've heard so many great things about it. Never got into it. This is the perfect way for me to dive in. So I am all there. And there's a hundred other things. You know, I could go into how Monster Hunter Stories 2 yet again showed up in an E3 show. or how Shin Megami 5 looks great. I don't know what gender the protagonist is, but that's not the question now. And yeah, that's about it. Nintendo, for me, they got an A. They had the strongest showing, and of consistent games coming from now to the end of this year, each month is gonna be a hit. Like they knocked it out. R.I.P. Zelda collection. It never got to live.
All right, go ahead, Ghostman.
Man, am I gonna say this right now? It was mother fake! Oh my goodness, Nintendo! I love you, baby. My goodness, Nintendo's my boys. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Nintendo, I can smell the roses with you, man. Nintendo, if you were a beautiful woman, I would marry you. Holy crap, you took this one for me. A++++. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try to finish this. I'm gonna try to fit this in 5 minutes. I think they had the best E3 conference, in my honest opinion. Nintendo was so good. I personally like Nintendo out of all the companies, so this is like the company I'm most passionate about. So let's go with it. Let's start off with first, the biggest one, and I was so hyped that Kazuya got into this game. Get ready for the next battle. I am so hyped. I am so freaking hyped that my boy, okay, Kazuya's not my boy, but my second boy got into Tekken. Oh my gosh, Tekken getting into Smash is like a dream come true to me. We got Terry, Ryu, Ken, freaking Kazuya's finally making it. Tekken, if you guys don't know, Tekken is one of my favorite fighting game franchises of all time. I grew up with it back in the arcades back in the day. I love Tekken 7 so much. I am so happy Tekken's finally getting a character. I thought we weren't going to get a character personally just because of the Hachi-Mi costume. I'm so happy Kazuya's getting in. It was such a nice surprise. I'm so happy that Kazuya got in. If you guys know from our reactions that we had in the video, I was losing it in the back. I was literally like, sorry, I don't want to make screeching noises, but I was like, oh yes, yes. Yeah, but I'm excited for Kazuya. I cannot wait to watch the presentation. I am so excited to play this character, and we better get a lot of Tekken music in this game. I swear, Tekken 4 music, please. But other than that, Smash was a highlight in my opinion. Nintendo just did a really good job showing games after games. We didn't mention this, but basically, Cruisin' Blast is basically the Cruisin' USA series. I am really interested in trying that game now. It looks really, really fun. It's a very good arcade game by, if you guys know, if you guys go to current arcades, Raw Thrills is the developer of it. So I am really excited to see that. I'm excited for Metroid. I have never personally finished a Metroid game. I've played some of the games. I've never finished them. But I'm definitely going to play all the 2D Metroids before I get into this one. I'm really excited for Dread. I like the style it's going for. I cannot wait to try it. I'm going to play every Metroid game before I play it, though, so just to be prepared. I am very excited to try Dread. Other than that, I personally think that Breath of the Wild 2, I'm very excited for. I like the first one. I got to finish the first one before I play the second one, but I will get the second one for sure. Gaming with Class basically summed this up. I am actually really excited for Fatal Frame because I've never played the series, but I always wanted to play the Wii U game. And I'm so glad they are porting it over to Switch because I'm going to get that day one. I've been really wanting to get into the horror genre, and I think Fatal Frame is literally my cup of tea. I am going to get that game whenever it comes out, hopefully soon. I cannot wait to play that game. That game is going to be fun. I would love a horror game on my Switch. I've been wanting to get one, so yeah, that would be fun. Other than that, I think Monkey Ball is interesting. I just finished the second one just recently. So the second one's really good, so I'm interested to see how this Monkey Ball game is going to go. I'm interested to see. I'm really excited about, I think there was other stuff. I'm trying to remember. There was a little bit of sleeper, like basically games that were shown. Oh yeah, I'm really excited for WarioWare. I'm going to be getting that. I love the WarioWare series. It's such a great series. I've always had a fun time with it, so I'm definitely going to play that. The big one, in my opinion, that I am going to get is Super Mario Party. I am really excited to see how Mario Party goes. and I just really, really want to. I just really am excited to see the old games come back. The games are going to be great. I'm so excited to try this new Mario Party. It's going to be a blast with friends as online. This is the Mario Party I'm very excited for. And I cannot. I mean, ESP. 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 Basically, I cannot believe you said the best Mario Party since 2. You are actually basically not talking about 4, 5, and 6. What the heck? 4, 5, and 6 were like some of the best Mario Party games ever.
I never played those games, so I can't really say much.
You're really missing out, though. I'm not gonna lie. 4 and 6 were okay. Maybe not 5 as much, but 4 and 6 were really good. They are the best Mario parties, in my honest opinion. They are the cream of the crop when it comes to Mario parties. I think 6 or 4 are personally the best ones, but my gosh, those games are great. But I'm excited for the new one. I can't wait to see what it's going to be like. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Other than that, let's check. Kakarot, I really don't know how that game's gonna work. Golf, I'm gonna try it with another one of my buddies who's getting it. But I'm not really too interested in Mario Golf. Shin Megami Tensei 5. This might be my first Shin Megami Tensei, funny enough. I might actually give that a shot at some point. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. Advance Wars, I've always been interested in trying that series, actually. So this will be my first time actually ever playing it, whenever I get to that point. Yeah, but Breath of the Wild, ending this off for me personally, I'm excited for Breath of the Wild. I think it's going to be good. I just hope it lives up to the first game's expectations. But in all reality, this Nintendo Direct was probably the best Nintendo Direct I've seen in a good minute. It was quick, snappy. Honestly, it was just good. I give it an A+. They won E3 immediately. They did it fast. They do good presentations. This is why I like Nintendo. They always focus on the fun. Even though I do get frustrated at them a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Nintendo, you do frustrate me a lot, but I'm not gonna lie. You guys have showed me why you guys are still my favorite company. And I'm happy. I'm completely satisfied. That's all I have to say. Nintendo was great.
Good. Are we? Okay. Well, where do I start? I guess I'll go by order, or at least off of memory. So, it's about time Namco finally gets another character into Smash. Oh my god, it's overdue. Rest in peace, Lloyd Irving fans, but yeah, I'm really interested to see how Kazuya is going to be overall implemented once we finally get to see more footage of him. Of course, he definitely seems like he's going to be taking another traditional fighter route, though, with having insane combos and maybe the ability to cancel into specials, as well as have a auto turnaround system. And of course, he's got to have his DLC factor with Devil Gene. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how Kazuya is going to play. Moving past that, can I just say that it is a miracle that Metroid is getting not 1, but 2 games that are upcoming? Oh my god, it is a dream come true. And considering that this is a finally a realization, though, of a previously canceled project, Metroid Dread, okay, bad pun, I know. Metroid Dread, yeah, it looks interesting. It's kind of a nice, it seems like it's taking a few notes from the 3DS remake, as well as Metroid Fusion, so I'm a bit interested to see how they're going to take it with this one. I guess I'll get all the Mario spin-offs out of the way. Already talked about Mario Rabbids, looks good. The new Mario Party is, oh my god, it's a return to form. Very, very glad with how they're taking it. It seems like they're taking the fan feedback into consideration. I will not make the obvious reference, but I'm pretty sure you can connect the dots on that one. But anyway, it looks like it's a return to form, and it seems like it knows when it needs to be modern, but it knows when to, revert to what worked. I've seen some redesigns of what they did with Peach's birthday cake, though, kind of let's just say the oldest stage, and they've definitely modernized it in a way that works with the current Mario Party formula. And I'm very excited to see where they're going to take it from there. More footage of Mario Golf, that's always nice. Not exactly sure if this counts as a Mario spin-off technically, but a new WarioWare game. Oh my god, I am so glad to see that series is alive and well. Still technically not Wario Land. Hopefully we'll get to see another one of those. But anyway, WarioWare, that should probably clarify. WarioWare is an amazing series. Still glad to see the studio who makes that. I forget what they're called, but they also make Rhythm Heaven. Still glad to see that studio is making work. Those games are delightfully quirky, always bringing a good time. So really curious to see where they're gonna bring it for there. The new SMT5 game, not really a Persona or SMT guy, but I mean, they exist, they look good, and I'm sure a lot of people are gonna love it, so there's that. As for ports and remasters, we finally move on to Fatal Frame getting a Switch port. Again, great, it was pretty good on the Wii U, and it's glad to see that it won't be forever stuck on it. Legal ways anyway. Then we get Advance Wars 1 and 2. I'm not as surprised as I probably should be, though, because considering with the recent success that is Fire Emblem, it was probably a matter of time before it was come back. But nonetheless, it's great to see that it is returned. Honest to God, I haven't played this game or interested in the series, but I'm glad to see older Nintendo IPs that have kind of become cult status are finally reviving. Hopefully this will be a hopefully this will be a much more bright future for other forgotten IPs like Golden Sun, not really forgotten, but Chibi Robo, potentially other franchises from that point. New Star Tropics game, can't forget about Star Tropics. So, oh my goodness, though, the future is definitely looking bright. Oh yeah, Monkey Ball Collection. What else do I have to say? It's Monkey Ball. They got the good versions, and they've even said that they've updated it upon all versions where you get the jump function. So the jump function is essentially a easier way, though, for beginners or whatever, but I'm going to be kind of interested to see how that will be implemented in the early games. Kind of add a new layer of depth to see how you can kind of break it or play off of that as well. And again, it's completely optional. If you don't want it, you can turn it off. I think I covered most of it. Oh, of course, we got more Monster Hunter, which we already talked about. They do not want you to forget about that game. Then we have the Danganronpa port. Again, Danganronpa, a game series I haven't played, but, it's amazing. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, again, coming to Switch. That's nice. Forgot to bring up this one. Just Dance. Rest in peace, we supporters. God. You guys, you're gonna want to unmute your mics for this, because this one, and I'm gonna just say right now, you want to all unmute your mics, because I'm kind of surprised not one person brought this up. The most disappointing reveal was there was no Switch Pro announcement, so rest in peace.
It wasn't gonna happen.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen eventually.
Oh yeah, that's
Eventually,
right.
in the future, maybe.
Anyway, back to it. So, get out of here, get out of here. Okay, no, bad joke. Anyway, so rest in peace, Switch Pro. I think for the most part, that's about it. Oh yeah, of course, Zelda news. Of course, new Hyrule Warriors was gonna get more DLC. Again, it's Hyrule Warriors. Oh yeah, Worms. It's Worms. You can't go wrong with Worms. And then we have the Zelda Game & Watch, which again, it looks cool. Nice little novelty, but it's going to sell out. Also seeing Link with Game & Watch's down smash. That's going to haunt my nightmares for the next few weeks, along with the freaking Luma Rabbids. And then finally we get Breath of the Wild 2. Sadly, does not look like Zelda's going to be having a big playable role, but oh well. Maybe so, maybe not. Can't win them all. I gotta say it right now, Nintendo, you did not need to go as far as you did, but I'm glad. Nintendo, you did good. You did good. Honestly, I think most people would have been content with just Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and a few of the Mario reveals, but they went the extra mile. There's a bright future, a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm glad you did good. Take it away, Snow.
Alright, so where to even start with this? Oh, I know. I'll just toss it all down a cliff. Anyway, we have Kazuya for Smash. Not my pick. I would have preferred Heihachi, but hey, I might complain, because he was pretty good too. Anyway, I'll be looking forward to him when he comes out. That aside, where to begin? We have plenty of games to talk about. We have Shin Megami Tensei. I'm not interested in. Looks good, but not interested. I believe the character you play as can be swapped from male to female, so there's that if whoever wants to pick whichever side. So, that aside, we have Cruising, We have Super Monkey Ball coming back. We have Advance Wars. We have Metroid Dread filled with bread. We have WarioWare coming back. That's a surprise. It's good though. It's a good surprise indeed. We have no Switch Pro Sunday. We have too many games to count. So anyway, we have a big one. We have Mario Golf, which comes out next week, give or take, depending when this video gets uploaded. Anyway, yeah, that one looks really fun. There should be a lot of fun with the particular mode and a couple of friends. Now I am curious, now that I know the character I'm going to be using is in, how they're going to handle taunts, if taunts are a thing. Though if they are a thing, I guess no one will be called Stinky. Well, no one will be called, they will be called some rather interesting names, and no one will sneeze, quote unquote, during someone's shot. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to Mario Golf. And the next big announcement, Mario Party. Another fun game with friends. The traditional classic Mario Party with online functionality. Even better. I'm also curious to see how they'll handle taunts in this one. Will there be stinkies? Will there be boos? Will there be something else? I don't know. But with the character I plan to use, probably won't do that anyway. Unlike a certain ESP over here, I would have to say the best one would be either 4 or 5. But he hasn't
Never played those games. I can't say much.
He hasn't played them, so it's a fair assessment. We should play them someday, though. Someday. Either way, Mario Party is looking grand. Very grand. Looking forward to that one as well. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, there was Tony Hawk. That's a blast from the past I wasn't expecting to see, but after that thing we don't talk about, it's a nice welcome surprise to see 1 and 2 coming back on the Switch. I do like the updated HUD and how they changed it. But hey, I'm looking forward to that as well. But yeah, like everyone else has mentioned, Nintendo clearly won the show with this one. Clearly. Compared to all the other directs, this was a no contest in my opinion. Yeah, there were some hits here and there with the Chaos Direct and whatnot, and the other directs, and like that one Avatar movie we don't talk about, because who talks about Avatar these days? But hey, Nintendo.
Definitely this year's E3 wasn't the best, but I mean, hey, everybody tried. Obviously, there were some limitations with COVID and everything like that. For me, this E3 gets a B- in my opinion. Everything was good. Looking forward to some, stuff and everything. Really looking forward to Nintendo's and everything. I can, like GamingWithClass said, my Switch is gonna be used a lot from now on and stuff. So yeah. GamingWithClass, any thoughts about this year's E3?
Oh yeah, it was. It's all right, I'd say. Like there's some cool stuff. I'm not disappointed. I have things to play. Believe me, there have been worse E3s out there where like nothing was announced. So at least from now, I have stuff to play. So it's not the worst thing. Like I'd probably go like middle ground, like about a C or so on it. Like nothing like incredible, but nothing that's like offensive. So yeah.
Man, final thought.
I'm very different from you and John about this one. Even though Nintendo's was really good, I have to be completely honest. I give the C3 a C. I do not give it a B. I give it a C. I think, in my opinion, I honestly think in terms of the other 3 E3s we've ever had, look, I'm not gonna lie. The only good thing about E3, in my opinion, was literally Nintendo's. Nintendo's carried it hard. But even with Nintendo carrying it, like, if we were to separate Nintendo, they would be an A. Like, it makes me really looking forward to a potential September Nintendo Direct. I think they'll deliver there as well. But basically, I think Nintendo carried E3. I don't think it was up to a B for me. I'd give the C3 like just a C. It's not a plus or a minus. It's just a C because Nintendo, if I'm gonna be honest, if Nintendo didn't deliver, I would have given this E3 like an F. I'm being dead serious. If they did not deliver, I would have literally given this E3 like an F. This is probably, I'm gonna say it right now. This was one of the worst E3s, I think. I wouldn't say worst. I say one of the most disappointing. I think it's more of disappointing than worst. Nintendo carried it, so I would say this is just a disappointing E3 for the other companies. Good for Nintendo. But yeah, I'd give this E3 like a C.
All right, Mr. Game Guy.
E3 overall was like, again, like, yes, it just kind of existed. It wasn't anything spectacular, but considering the hellhole that was last year, it's also incredibly fitting that we didn't have a spectacular E3, so it's forgivable in my opinion. Everything was just kind of fine. There wasn't anything really offensively bad, at least that I saw. I don't know, I still haven't seen Namco's and I'm not interested enough to see it, but technical standpoint, I'd probably have to give this like a B-. Entertainment value, I'd give it like a C. Yes, I'm bringing back that rating system. Nothing spectacular. Hopefully next year's better. Hopefully Sony decides to be, well, you know, Sony and not Sony. So I'm just gonna end off my thoughts with a very humble, very sophisticated, fuck you, Bill Gates.
All right, go ahead.
gosh.
Final thoughts now.
Alrighty. E3 as a whole this year. I won't go as far as to say skip everything except for Nintendo, because that was really where the majority of the greatest hits were shown off this time. Sure, there were some hits here and there with like Microsoft and Halo, and MrGameguy with the other companies, and some other minor hits. But like for the most part, E3 was, like others I mentioned, carried by Nintendo. So many great games. DLC was shown on. Yeah, there's just so many great additions on games that were shown off by Nintendo themselves. Overall, this E3 was kind of meh. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. It had its moments, but it's kind of, it wasn't necessary to watch it. That makes sense. Could have gotten by just by hearing the announcements themselves without having to wake up early or do any of that just to watch it live. But for what it was okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yay! But alrighty, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this this episode of the XCast. This has been MrESPNozaX.
GamingWithClass.
Ghostman.
MrGameguy.
And Snow.
And good night, good morning, good day, whatever time you guys are watching this video, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye.
See ya.
God
Bye.
bless you.
Eat, brush your teeth. Do your dishes.
Don't listen
Listen to
to
your
Eat
them.
your
parents.
vitamins, drink your milk.
Hey, yeah.
Read your Bible.
Throw your friend
Read
off
your
a cliff.
Bible, pray to
Don't
God.
Don't do that.
Jesus loves you.
Oh shit, I didn't hit record.